All right, guys. So, how to grow your brand? So, there's four ways to do it, and I would use these as checklists. So, make sure that you write these down. So, the first thing is to figure out what you want. So, when I say figure out what you want, a lot of people they end up just focusing on doing and just making sure that they're just doing stuff throughout the day or to reach a certain goal, but they don't focus with the goal in mind. And when you do that, you just end up moving, but you could be ending up moving in the wrong direction. So, think for example, if you were driving a car and you were so focused on driving that you just ended up somewhere just completely random, but your goal was to go to the store. You need to make sure that you have the goal and then work backwards. Well, my goal is to get to the store. I work backwards by either following a map or just following the way how to get there, making sure I'm going in the right direction, but focusing on that goal. You can be so focused on going, focused on moving and just moving, 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 but you don't have a set goal. So you guys need to focus on what you want. So if your purpose of your brand is you want to get monetized, then we need to focus more on getting views and getting reach, because that's going to be different than somebody who's building a product. If somebody's building and selling a product, reach is important, but they need to focus more so on advertising than just views. So you need to actually make sure that you focus on a goal and then figure out what path will get you there. If your goal is to not go to the store if you're driving and your goal is to go to a school or to go somewhere else, you have to make sure that your method of transportation or what you're using aligns with that goal, if that makes sense. So you need to figure out what you want, because you have people who they want to sell a product, but they go on the route that somebody who is trying to become an influencer is going. And then somebody who wants to become an influencer is doing it in a way where they're selling products, and then they're focusing more on specific things versus getting reach. So you need to make sure that you understand your goal. The next thing is to optimize your bio. So optimize your bio for SEO. I know you guys hear this a lot. When I say SEO is search engine optimization. The purpose of that is so that when people type into Google, this aligns with what's on Google. So your titles, your bio, whatever's written on your profile aligns with what people are already searching for. So they connect that with you. So the way you do this is when you put in your bio, what you can do is you can use a keyword website. You type in what you do. So for example, for me, because I teach, I'll type in social media coach. I'll type that in a keyword app or website, and it'll come up with keywords that people are typing in Google. Another thing that you can do is you can go into Google Trends, you can type in what that keyword is, and you'll figure out what people are searching. And then you copy and paste that, you put that in your actual bio. So the purpose of this is you want to see what people are looking for, and you want to label yourself as that supply and demand. So you're supplying what people want, and you're using that as your title, as your bio, as what you label yourself. The next thing is to post regularly. So I know you guys have trouble with this. For my busy folks, you have trouble with this. That's why it's best to come up with a system so you can get used to posting regularly and making it as thoughtless as possible so you can just execute. So that's why I advise, plan the day before, write out your post ideas so you can just move. So post regularly. You need this because whatever you're doing, you need to have some form of, you know, presence. So even if you're trying to sell a product, you still need that presence because that's what your brand is. Now, brands that don't post, the reason why they don't have to is because they already have a following. But to build a following, you need to post typically because you need to show that you exist. So you need to be posting regularly, whether that's you hire somebody to post for you or you post yourself. Whatever you're doing, you need to be consistently posting. The fourth part, and I think that this is one of the most important, is becoming an expert in your field. So a lot of people they'll teach stuff, but they don't understand it. For me, since I've been using social media for the past 8 years daily, that's why it's easy for me to teach on it because I've used it. So it's best to become an expert first. Even if you are teaching or if you're promoting a course or even if you want to be an influencer, you want to show that you're the best at it. So if you're just posting pictures, even if you want to go that influencer route, you show that you're the best at it by making sure that your stuff is optimized the best way. So you look really, really good. You have good pictures. You want to show mastery of what you do, regardless of anything. So for me, I show mastery by talking about different ways to grow on social media, talking about different ways to improve your brand, to sell your business. You want to show full mastery. And you do this by, just creating content, just displaying how much you know. So a great way to do that is you can get content calendars. So you can go on Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot of content calendars. There are also a lot of pages that just post content calendars, you know. So there's different ways to come up with ideas because people ask, I don't know what to post to show that I know what I'm talking about. You can use content calendars that give you ideas. So every day of the week, there's different ideas, and that will kind of flesh out. That'll pull the information out of you, and that'll display that you know what you're talking about. And it overall just gives you more ideas to talk about. So those are my 4 tips on how to establish your brand.